Good morning, Flosstube. Welcome to Justsewsherrie. I'm Sherrie, and I'm Justsewsherrie over on Instagram as well if you want to follow me over there. Hello, and are you alright? That's the Geordie way of saying how are you? Are you alright? You alright, honey? Honey's a Geordie word. Honey's the same as like honey or flower or pet. Pet's another. Christ, where am I going already? Back to the matter in hand, Sherrie. Today is Saturday the 23rd of December. In 3 days. 3 days. Christmas, the Christmas circus will be over. Thank God. I'm knackered and I haven't even done it. Yeah, what have I been up to? I went to the Northeast Stitchy meetup, which was fab. I really enjoyed it. And I have got the single best story about cross stitch for you. So hang on for that. Hang on to your hats because you'll need them. Yeah, it was a really good day, and I need to apologise because I've got the girls mixed up. So, have I got it handy? I think I probably have. There it is. That cupboard is my whips that I'm not working on and kitted up, ready to be whipped. But the lady who makes the project bags, I keep calling her Lindsay. I've got the correct person that I'm thinking of in my head, but she's Tracy. And her sister is Lindsay. So there is a Lindsay. It's a sister. So I had Tracy and Lindsay correct, right? Can we just establish? Had the names correct. I had just attached them to the wrong people. So, poor lass, she never said anything. And then eventually I've just realised, sorry, do you know what? I've just been distracted because apparently my shenanigans, what's this thing? Words are hard. Computer, laptop thing is going to go to sleep soon unless it's plugged in. So give me 2 ticks. I'm not starting this again because I've done my usual 4 starts before we get to this point. I ain't doing it again. So just hang on 1 moment. Okay, we're plugged in. We're ready to go again. I'm plugged in. I'm wired for sound. So, where was I? Yes, I did have the correct names for the girls. I had just attached them to the wrong people. And I do tend to do that. I look at somebody and I think they look like a name and I call them that. And it's not because I've changed their name. It's because I genuinely believe that's their name. That's why I call them it. And then usually months later, they'll have the politeness to tell me that's not their name. And I've been calling them something entirely inaccurate all this time. Anyway, do you know, I feel like I'm on a little bit of a high. I think it's the, oh my God, I've got stuff to do, pre-high thing. I don't know if any of you get that. Whether it's just me being weird. So, Justsewsherrie. I've got 2. There was an old story I was going to tell you and I can't remember what it was. It was to do with Christmas. Oh, I know what it was. So, we've had a family tradition. My daughter's 31 now, but ever since she was little, I've taken her to church on Christmas Eve for the Christingle service. Now, if anybody, you gals in America, I don't know, or Canada or Australia, wherever you're watching from, just in case you don't know what a Christingle is, it's just a service for kids, really. And they all get an orange, because you don't know what an orange looks like. I need to show you. It's going to be that kind of day. They all get an orange, which, so this orange, it gets wrapped in a red ribbon and it's got 4 cocktails on, 4 cocktail sticks on, each with a little dolly mixture, a little sweetie on the end, and then there's a candle in the middle, and then they do the service and they get the kids to interact, and it's the orange represents the world, the blood is the blood of Jesus, I think it is. The 4 cocktail sticks and sweeties are the seasons. Who asked you? Did you hear that? That's Scout. And the candle is the light of the world, the light of Jesus. And they turn all the lights off, light all the candles, and everyone sings the Christingle song. And it's lovely. It's a really lovely service, actually. Here's Scout. Scout is the one that nobody ever gets to see, because he's a scaredy cat when it comes to people. Christingle service. So from Courtney being little, we've gone there. And then she sort of got to about, I think she was 15 when the nieces and nephews started being born. So we've carried on the tradition and gone with them. And it was when Jennifer was about, she must have been about 6 maybe. I've got a favourite song, and it's, or hymn, whatever you want to call it. 'Twas on a Starry Night, and I love that song. And I only ever get to sing it once a year at the Christingle. Scout! And sing it I do, with gusto. Like, I belt it out. I love that song, and I love singing it. And afterwards sang it, Jennifer looked up at me and went, "And Sherrie?" "Yes, you and all. Auntie Sherrie, I think you need to ask Santa for a new singing voice." "Thanks, Jennifer. I will do that." I mean, she's right, but, you know, so yeah. So, and I've asked Santa every year for a new singing voice, and he still hasn't given us one, so unlucky. I don't think we're going this year, which is a shame, because Jennifer's 12 or 13 and her brother's 15, and they're way too old to be going to church on Christmas Eve. What is wrong with this bloody cat? Did anybody watch Sarah's Stitchy spot? Her cat Leo, well, she wasn't, she's cat sitting. Oh, yeah, whatever they do, house sitting when there's pets. And I got up twice. The cats kept crying because this one is very vocal, and he kept crying at the back door. So I got up as many bloody times to pick him up, to get him in, and he wasn't there. And I'm like, where's bloody gone now? And then Sarah eventually said, "You can hear Leo in the background being very vocal." And I was like, so I was getting up to let her cat in. That was being very vocal. Christ, I've really gone off on one this morning. Oh yes. And this week's Justsewsherrie needs no words. I dyed my hair yesterday. This is not the colour that was on the box. This is definitely not the colour that was on the box. So peoples, I'll give you a top tip. Don't do a home dye 2 days before Christmas. I'm dreading seeing my family. They're going to have my life. They're going to have my life. So I'm going to have to tie it. I'm tying it back. The reason being, oh gosh, so that I don't have to see it. I can forget about it. So this is just Sherrie this week, yeah. 2 days before Christmas, make sure you home dye your hair after you've just had it highlighted at the hairdressers, which cost a pretty penny. There we go. Right, let's move on to some cross stitch stuff. I've got my hairband. What have I got this week? I haven't got any finishes. I thought I had one, but it turns out I don't, or if I have, I've hidden it. So I don't know where my finishes are, or if I've even got any and I've just made it up. So I've got a refinish, a fully finish, a previous finish. Anyone say that? Light? What the hell's that? Have I got spooks in my room? That was a bit weird. Okay, if nobody saw that, it was just me. A little light just went, you know, like them little, what they're meant to be called, orbs or something. So I've got a refinish, a previous finish. I've got my whips. And I've got lots of gifts, which might take a little while to get through because Santa came early. Did. Refinish. So I have already shown you this, and it was finished in a grey frame to go in my grey living room. And I went to put it up and I had something in my left hand and I had this in my right hand, and I was trying to hang it on the hook. And of course I missed and it dropped and the frame just burst apart. So I was like, great. So I had to do it again. Now, I bought this frame for Enchanted Quaker and it didn't fit. By, is it Luminous Fibre Arts, I think. So anyway, this is my refinish of, now I think it's called White Christmas Tree. It's by Historical Sampler. It has got Krynick in it. You can see the sparkly. I've got my little craft lamp on. Can you see it? I've got my craft lamp on in front of us because it is 7 o'clock in the morning here. So it's black dark still. Yeah, so it has got Krynick in it, but it's lovely. And it is, I can't recommend this stitch enough. For those who've been with me for a couple of episodes, I stitched this 1, 2, 3 times, I think, because it's just lovely. Really, really lovely. Really lovely. So Historical Sampler Company, highly recommend it as a stitch. It's just lovely. Love it, love it, love it. Also, my previous finish was one that normally sits there. And a lady in the comments asked what it was. She asked, what's that a stitch? Was it a cross stitch piece? And what is it? Who's it by? So this is... Oh! Wondered where they'd gone. I've just found some needle minders like that, stuck to the back. Wondered where they'd gone. You know how I talk about Justsewsherries? In action. In action. So it is this. And it is called Scandi. Is it Scandi Tree or Scandi Christmas? It's one of them. And this is another Historical Sampler company. I do like their stitches. Oh, good God. It's all happening. That was my daughter. Yeah, so this is a Scandi Christmas Tree by Historical Sampler. And this is a lovely stitch as well. I didn't feel, you know, like when you, well, yeah, you do. You have stitches when you think, I could do that all again. I really could, like I did with the White Christmas Tree. This isn't one of those. I wouldn't want to do it again. but I did enjoy doing it, and it's lovely. Really effective, and it's on a, I haven't got my gaps on, it's on a, I think that's a 16 count Ada. It will have been whatever came in the kit, because this was in the kit days. So that is my previous finish. And I'll just show you my thread, my needle minders as well. They're lovely. And these were from Just Get Stitching. And she's been at a couple of the retreats that I've been at, and I love her. She does like little polymer clay things. I really like the stuff that she does. Pretty sure she's on Etsy. Is she? I haven't got my glasses on. Oh, it's not a, she hasn't got a thingy on here. I think it's Etsy she's on. She's lovely, really lovely girl. So that is my finishes and previous finishes. Let's move into whips. I have done, this is my heart stitch, as you all know what you do if you've been with me for a while. It is Owl Forest Embroidery Patchwork Calendar. I haven't done a huge amount on this one, but I have touched it, so I thought I would show it. But I love this. And these are all done with a variegated thread, so it's only one colour, one thread. So I have done a little bit more. So the little bit more that I've done is this. I've done this and just started that. So very little, but I have touched it. And the variegated, the light isn't doing them justice, but in the real world, in the real life, this is spectacular. And it is done on 40 count ballet slipper by Fox and Rabbit. So eventually it will be, I'm really looking forward to hanging this up. This is a one that I love so much I might get professionally framed. I might. And these are the threads. I always show them because I do love them. I'm dead looking forward to getting to that one. I'm sure that's October. No, November. I think that's going to be amazing. And I think it's partly what keeps me so, what's the word, excited to stitch it and so enamoured and like, because I can't wait to get to the next thread. Like, I can't wait to see what it looks like and all that sort of stuff. And this is in a bag by, I think this is Not Enough Whip Bags. I could be wrong, but I think it's Not Enough Whip Bags. It's a vinyl front bag with and I've discovered a way of using, so I used to hate vinyl bags because they would cover the fabric in the back, and I want to see the fabric. I want it to look pretty. But then I discovered if I put this, if I put it in where, oh shoot, I nearly said a bad word there. If I put the stitching in it, I can like, oh yeah, that's lovely, I'll pick that up again. So I have discovered a way to use vinyl front bags that works for me. That works for me. Right, let me have a look at this. Let me have a look at this. I mean, let me have a drink of that. Latte. It's my usual iced latte, and I suspect I'm going to be powered by coffee most of the day. So I had a refinish. I've also got a restart. I was doing this by JBW, Julie Whitman, which is a... No, I'm not doing that one. That's a Bristol stocking. I haven't started that one. I'm just lying because I can. It's this one, a Stitches stocking, that I've actually started. And I showed you this last week because I had started it on this fabric and it was just not working at all. I need to go back and pull that out. It's 20 count and it's quite a tight 20 count as well. I'm assuming the dye's probably made it contract. So I've restarted it again and I've done it on another coffee craft fabric, but I've done it on a light grey and I'm much happier with it. Again, it doesn't really pop. One lady had a really good idea. She commented, why don't you do it on red fabric? And that was a brilliant idea. Only I'd already done all of this. I don't know. This is the bane of my life. I might put it away until next year. Because the thought of starting it all over again. And I mean, the thread does, you can see the thread on it. You are going to, so this is a thread by Pintbox Threads. It's a variegated, and it's like a 12 weight, so it's kind of between 1 and 2 strands, the thickness. This, you can't even see this, can you really? I mean, you can in real life. You can see it more in real life. I think it might be getting put away. And I'll do me. I haven't even got a needle minder on that, but guess what? I can use my needle minders that I've just found. Right. I mean, it's not often I do this where I start and don't like it and then restart and still don't like it. I don't think I've ever done that. So it is what it is. It is what it is. Now this is the one I've had on Instagram. I've shown on Instagram. And this is Winter Petites by Little House Needlework. This is my work stitch, so I only mainly do this at lunchtime. Or, look at my nails. If it's very quiet or I'm on a long call. That. Because when you're stitching, it's actually easier. You retain things sometimes, I think. That's how I think we embroider things into. Yes, we embroider things in, so when we pick it up, I can like think of what I was thinking about at the same time. I don't know how that works, but it does. And I do feel like stories are literally embroidered into the things that we do, depending on what you're listening to or doing at the same time. So anyway, sometimes I do that. And I've got a little bit further on this one. I didn't think I would get anywhere near. And to be fair, this last week, I've done nothing on it. Work has been bonkers. It normally eases off a bit. I mean, I've done this job. This will be my 3rd Christmas that I've done this job. But this year has just been relentless. But I finished the first one. I finished the angel. And I've nearly finished. I don't think I've done any more on this one, but I have nearly finished it. So I've just got the snow to do on here. I don't think there's any more to do on that one. I'll need to check the pattern. But, and you know me, oh Sherrie of the pretend we've finished when half of it's still missing stitches. So that was that one. And then I got a good way. I had only just started this one, but I've got quite a good way on that one. And the only thing I need to do is finish off the little man and put the little woman. Put some little trees, I think they are, in here at the front, and put the roof on the house. And I started this one, the last one, which is the tree with the reindeers. So what happens is I didn't run out, I got to the end of the white thread and I still had quite a chunk of thread on my needle. So I'll move on because there was white on here. So that's how I end up moving on to new ones before I've finished the old ones. I just use up the thread that's in my needle. And then I'll come back and finish that one. Yeah, that's just what I do. So that is Winter Petites by Little House Needleworks. Oh, it's all happening. It's all happening. Right. Next one. This is, and I can never remember which way around it goes. One down, three across by Long Dog. Long Dog Samplers, and this is the one that I am doing it on a home dyed piece of fabric. I dyed the grey, and I'm using, it's like a blush pink. I'm using 760, DMC 760, and it is like a blush pink. In my living room, I've said this before, my living room is grey walls, a little bit fraction lighter than these, and the fireplace wall is a very, very, very light blush pink. So I've done a little bit more on that, and I need to get this done before I change my decor in my living room, because that's what's going to happen, isn't it? I'll change the colour scheme and it won't match. Maybe I'll change my office craft room, because this, is it due for I mean, it's made a right mess over there. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, can you see there? I had a load of, I think I've said this before, I think I've shown you it before. I put blue tack on, and because it's a matte paint, the oils out of the blue tack must have seeped into it, so I'm a bit gutted. So anyway, at some point I'll get it done. So that is Long Dog. 1 down, 3 across. Once the basics are in, I mean, the words don't take 2 minutes to do. I need to make that my focus piece so that for next year it is completed, because I've got no plans whatsoever of repainting my living room next year. I'm looking to move house. There's me talking about this wall. I'm looking to move house, so it's unlikely I'll do any decorating in the next year. So I'll move house if I can stop spending money on stitching stuff and save up what I need. This one, Snow Crystals by Mill Hill. And it is a sacrilege that I haven't finished this. and you'll see for why when I show you. I have actually done it all. The only thing I need to do is bead the hanger on one end and put the little charm, and that hangs on the other end. So that is all I need to do. But I had a falling out with it. We nearly came to blows. It was that much of a falling out. This thing has caused me so much bloody pain. I did it wrong in the first place. I was a stitch off, and it did need to. I tried to fudge it, so I kept going with it and kept going with it, trying to fudge it, and I had to take it all out. So that was like 2 or 3 days worth of anyway. And then obviously doing all the beads, and I put a post on Instagram actually because my cat was desperate to lie on my knee at the same time, so I had me bead mat, which I'm going to show you, sitting on top of Gem. But I had, just by the time I'd done all the beading, and it is lovely. It is really lovely, and I love the teal, the aquas. Really, really lovely. And the little bugle beads. And this is the bag I got from Andrea, Stitchy Science Technician, and I'm not going to pull it off because it's stuck to it. This is me mat. It's called a beadsmith. Is it Smith? Yes. And I can literally pull it off and they just stick. This was recommended to me by Zarina of Hawken Hobbies when I was at the Harrogate Knitting and Stitching. And I can literally just, you know, you put the thingy back on and you can wash it and it'll re-stick. I couldn't find a tacky Bob or a tacky Bill or a tacky Peter or a tacky Stephen. I couldn't find it. Couldn't find any of them. So I ended up getting this, and I have to confess it works really well. And I have actually got it stuck to the vinyl on here so that it's wherever I go. It's just stuck to it. So yes, I definitely recommend that. I just got it off the Amazon. The Amazon. Which is where a lot of us get a lot of things. So next one. I love this. Can I just say, for all, my Mill Hill was horrendous, and me Stitching Stockings by JBW, the less said about them the better. This one has worked out exactly what I thought it was meant to be. So this is Quaker Snowflakes by Liz Matthews. Hello from Liz Matthews. And she shows you it in the 2 colourways as well here to give you an idea of finishing. Yeah, finishing. So I am doing this, I'm using anchor thread, and I am doing this on, I think it's 36 count. It is, it's 36 count Lyredale by Fox and Rabbit. Look at that. Isn't that fabulous? It pops like, this is what I wanted it to be, and it's exactly what I wanted it to be. It is stunning, and in real life as well. The only problem with this is because it's a darker fabric and it's 36 count, it's not very loose weave at all. It's a proper 36 count, which, shut up, Sherrie. Shut up. it's worked. It's not very often something like something works out the way it's meant to, is it? Not in my world. I mean, however, this is a prime example. To be fair, it kind of matches. It does match. Yeah. So ladies, if you're ever stuck for inspiration, how to do your self-care and your self-pampering and your self-titivating, dye your hair the colour of a fabric, a favourite fabric. A favourite fabric. Crisscross Stitch did a bloopers from his time back on Flosstube. Now it was really funny, and he trips over his words and he does it. So, and I was watching it thinking, yeah, Chris, I feel your pain. Quite literally, I feel your pain. So that was that one. Quaker Snowflakes by Hello from Liz Matthews, who is a wonderful designer. I love a lot of her stuff. Two more. So I've only just realised. So I said I had a previous refinish. No, I had a refinish, a previous finish, whips, and I've also got a new start to show you, which I'll show you after this one. So this is another heart stitch. You know, when it just sings to your heart. Driving home for Christmas. Can you tell how Santy? I need a new voice. This is from Home from the Holidays by Blackbird Designs. And I am doing Christmas Garden. And I say this all the time because it's true. I was going to say because I tell the truth, but there's another big fib that I've got to fess up to shortly. Anyway, Christmas Garden by Blackbird Designs, and you can see it in the finished state by the godmother of cross stitch, Carol Saltbox, or Brenda, from Brenda and the Serial Starter. And I have done a bit more on this. I can't remember where I was up to, but I know I've definitely finished this motif even, and I've done the green on this one. So I haven't done a huge amount, but I have done some. I have touched it. And this is on 32 count fibre on a whim, cream and sugar, which I love. This to me would be a staple of my cross stitching stash. But talking about Brenda and Serial Starter, if any of you are easily enabled, like I am, do not watch their latest. The stuff they've got, and Brenda, she just pulls out finish after finish after finish after finish after 300 finish, like ridiculous. The stuff she's got and has done in her life is just, I've got the hiccups. It's I still haven't got to the end of it. It's taken me 3 hours to get to probably about 2/3 of the way through, because I have to keep stopping and starting and hunting for what she's got, and oh my god, just divine, absolutely divine. So if you want to see some real eye candy, some Christmas eye candy, go and watch Brenda and the Serial Starter. I'm in awe. I'm in absolute awe. I really am. Amazing, 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 amazing lady. And finally, see, I had it in my whips pile, and I had it in my whips pile because I've done so much on it. It's ended up being my focus piece this week, and it's Christmas Parade by Cottage Garden Samplings. And these, they just make me happy. I look at this and it makes my soul happy. Just doesn't get any cuter. Doesn't get any cuter. So I am doing this on, it's 32 count Stormy Night. Can't remember who the fabric dyer is. Might be Fox and Rabbit. Can't remember. But this is my new start, which is a very, very, very healthy start, I would say. And I need Santy finished before he has to do his rounds, because he needs to, you know, he needs to be finished before he does his Christmas parade, which is in, what, 2 days' time? Tomorrow night? Tomorrow night? How, Santy, get your act together. You need to be sorted, man. The Bairns will never get that presents if you're not even filled in. I love this. Love everything about it. Apart from, love everything about it. Except, I don't think I'm going to put the letters in. I think I'm going to take some of these motifs. So just some of the little snowflakes, Christmas tree. And I think I'm going to put them in instead of the letters. Alternatively, I did think about putting, so like on here, you've got L-O-P, obviously, because it's the alphabet. But I was thinking it might look nice, like if I put love in somewhere, or a couple of Christmas words. I don't think it's a sampler, so I don't think it needs the alphabet. Am I trying to make it quicker for myself? I mean, we've had this conversation, haven't we, about how lazy I bloody well am. Do I need to do the letters? You tell me, you tell me. And yes, I know what the designer does is what the designer does. But I've got to make it my own, haven't I? Tell me what you think. Do I do the letters or do I not? Will it take something massive away from it if I don't do the letters? So there you go. Santa and his Christmas parade, who needs to get his act together. Otherwise, all the little children will be sad. Yeah, thingy went off there. Right, and that are my whips. They're my whips, they're my whips, they're my whips. Let me have a quick breather. And then we will do the gifts. And I'll... Did you see that again? This is starting to freak me out a little bit. Did you see it like fell down here? I'm going to have to watch this back and see if I'm losing my mind. I mean, to be fair, probably am. Well, what mind was there anyway? But that's just weird. Okay, let me have a moment. while I compose myself, and I will be back. Okay, quick breather over story. Story time with Sherrie, only it's not my story to tell. When I went to the North East meetup last Saturday, there is a chap there called John who is an incredible stitcher. He does all the Chris Dunn full coverage pieces. I mean, way above my skill level. And he's an ex-army and ex-policeman. And I was talking to him and I asked him, did I ask him how he got started or? Can't remember. We were having this conversation and then he said, well, you see, what happened was, back in the day when he was a squad, well, he was a, I don't know what he was, but like he was in charge of a few people. And he was in the rapid response unit. He called it by its technical name. I've no idea. Basically, what he said was they had to sit in full war get up, so with everything on, ready, in a Land Rover, Range Rover, army car stuff thing, ready with the engine running, ready that at a moment's notice they can be deployed, like literally instantly. So they could be sat there on shift for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours, ready to go, ready to respond. And he said he went to his, he went to his sergeant major and he said, "Sup, Major? I'm struggling to like sit. What do you do? What do you do?" And his sergeant major, no word of a lie, told him, "I cross stitch." He was like, "You do what?" "Yeah, I do cross stitch." So, and it was his wife that had gotten him into it. So I think it was the sergeant major's wife. I could be wrong. It was somebody's wife bought him a little cross stitch. And he said, what was it? It was he said it was a little spaniel lying on his back, and it was just like a little box set, you know, just a teeny. It was a little spaniel lying on his back, and he would sit and cross stitch this while waiting for any sort of emergency to happen. And the lads were all asking him, you know, what do you do now? What do you do when you're sitting there? And when people came to him and said, how do I cope with this sitting for hours and hours and hours, do nothing? He says, "This is what I do, lads. I cross stitch." And he's like, "What?" He says, and whenever the call came through, like to move, he says he just opened his jacket, chucked the cross stitch in, and away he went. And all the lads started doing it. So all these squaddies, right, are running around saving the world with cross stitch tucked into their pocket, into their inside pocket. I mean, how incredible is that? That these grown men, squaddies, hard men, seriously fit, hard, solid men, running around with a little cross stitch stuck in them, like tucked away, just in case they need to pass the time. And I just thought that was brilliant. And I did ask him if I could share the story. And he did very kindly say, yes, it's fine. But oh my God, like just blown away, absolutely blown away. Like this is a guy who's armed response, do you know what I mean? He's got a rifle and you just can't imagine it. You expect cross stitch. I think everybody expects cross stitch to be little old nanas, you know, sitting, and I might be little, but I'm not that old. And there are little old nanas that do it, but there are also very young women who do it. So, you know, look at Lauren, the New Hampshire stitcher. She's a young lass. Bridget, the museum stitcher, Shiloh, stitching MD. These are all young lasses who are still doing it. So when people assume it's little old nanas. Yeah, there will be some little old nanas, but there are also women of all ages and men of all ages and all walks of life who do this cross-stitch and malarkey, and it brings them peace. Well, no, sorry, I can only speak from my example. It brings me peace. I find it really meditative. Did I put enough syllables in there or too many? Meditative? Yeah, I think that was enough syllables. So yeah, never judge a book by its cover. Quite literally, never judge a book. All these squaddies. So you know, the next time when you see all these army guys on telly saving the world, just think a few of them could well have their little cross stitches tucked into their breast pocket, and I think that's meant. And also, to be fair, John, thank you for your service, and thank you for all the squaddies and the squaddie ladies for their service, because they're doing an incredible job keeping us safe. So yeah, thank you. Okay, on to gifts and my lies. So you know how I said I was going to keep all of my advent calendar presents for Christmas morning because I don't get Christmas presents. That didn't happen. It's not Christmas yet, and I've opened them all. In my defence, I'm doing defending again. We're on the home defence. I'm going to employ John to be my personal defender, I think. I'm sure he would love that. I don't think anybody's hard enough to take that job on. So yeah, I opened them all. But in my defence, I didn't do it until the 16th, I think. I opened some of them. And then on the 17th, I opened the 17th. And on the 18th, I opened the 18th. And then it all went horribly wrong and I just opened them all. So yeah, I have opened. But I will show you them because by the time this goes out, it'll be certainly later today because I've got a few things I need to do before I upload it. And what else? So there's only one day left. So hopefully I won't spoil anybody's surprise. Because, so anybody who watches, was that another one? There must be. I think it's little hairs. Little bits of dust going in front of the camera. It must be. I hope. Yeah. Where was I? My little spooks spooking me out. Come on, Sherrie, get with the programme. Get with the programme. What was I going to say? Can't remember. It was obviously another lie. Another one. Yes. Like me snowflakes. Oh man, I was going to change me costume. I was going to have a costume change. Tell you what, we'll do it on camera. I know. How exciting. Because this is the one I've kept. So I didn't want to not use this one. I had this on for me Stitchy meetup. Look at me, bloody. And I don't know if you can hear the bells jingling. If anybody can see me through my window now, they know I've lost that. I mean, to be fair, all my neighbours know it. They all know us. So, you know, but the kids might be slightly frightened. They go to their parents and, oh, it's all right, it's just Auntie Sherrie. Which is what they do. It's really lovely where I live because everyone's still quite old-fashioned. Everyone calls everyone in the street like Auntie Sherrie and Uncle whoever, do you know what I mean? So like the kids next door, I got a I've lived here nearly 20 years, and I got a Christmas card off Ashley, who is the eldest, and she is 30. And on it, it was Auntie Sherrie, which was just lush. It made my heart all warm. So where was I? Jingling me bells is where I was. Let's move into the stuff I got. So I will show you first what I got of Megan Coffee Crafts. I got, and I'll whip through them, some little, I think they're bees. Yeah, bee charms. Not that one. Little roses, rose charms. Some little snowflake charms. And some scissors. Oh no, I'm lying. See, there I go again. Love charms. Scissors. See, I wasn't lying, I was just lying about what was in that particular packet. And this one is some 2024 charms. I got this needle minder. I got this needle minder. Merry Christmas. This is my favourite one, I think. It's just a little flower. I really like him. This is right up my alley. Haribo Christmas. I haven't even told you about that. I had a bit of a off me tramadol trolley, off me trolley tramadol. I've struggled with my pain this last week, and so I've been taking some quite heavy duty drugs. One night I managed to order £54 worth of sweets. I was telling me gaffer Claire, she was creased. £54 worth of sweets. So when I say I don't get Christmas presents, I do, off me. And that meant that was another needle minder that I got. And this one as well, a little birdhouse, who's lush. So they're the needle minders. I got some threads, some variegated threads. Green, a blue, a bluey, a blue, a bluey, a blue, a bluey, a blue. Bluey is now an official word. And a classic Colourworks bandana. Bandana. Okay. They're the threads I got, and I got fabric. So fabric wise, I got this one. This is a 32 count. Got this one, which is a 32 count as well. These are both even weaves. This one is a 28 count, again even weave. Grey one. Another lighter grey. So that's a greyer grey. And this is a lighter grey. That's a 20 count. I think you can see that on it. Yeah. 20 count Ada. 18 count Ada. Words are hard. Oh, that matches my hair as well. I just realised. You know, most people match their stitching to their decor. I match it to my hair. And this one, which is a 16 count. So that is what I got from me Megan Coffee Crafts. And from me historical sampler, I got, and for historical sampler, they're not all Stitchy gifts. Oh no, I think I got this as well from Megan, the sulky. 12 weight, which is pretty variegated. So I got him, from Historical Sampler. I got a star, because I'm the star of the show. I'm the star of my show. I wonder, I think if I do like Sarah's Stitchy spot, she does this and sits for ages like this, holding that that'll do a thumbnail, thumbnail image. Sarah, tell us how to do it, because it never works for me. Jingle bells, jingling all the way. These will be amazing for finishes. I got a needle minder, Christmas tree, I've got some travel scissors. I've got a little Scotty dog. Is he a Scotty dog? Yeah, I think he is, with his Christmas jumper on. Got some gift tags, some stickers, and I haven't stickered up me December, me book of days. And I love this. I got this. Sorry, so what I was going to say was, I'll use those stickers for next year's book of days, because I have ordered it. Love this. Love this little bird. I've just put him on the thing so you can see him, obviously. Gingerbread. Hot chocolate. I'll have that tomorrow night on Christmas Eve while I'm waiting for Santa to come. Got a make your own reindeer. A Trimmets one. Isn't he lush? So I'll be making him for next year. Got a Merry Christmas ribbon. Some Christmas cupcake holders. Paper cases. Some little Santa hats. And some red, white and green. I haven't got my glasses on, so I think they're just red, white and green little beads. A little stamp. I was thinking last night, what was I watching? I was watching something. It might have been Brenda and the Cereal Starter. Oh, it was someone on Flosstube. I don't think it was Brenda. And I was looking, and she'd done a floss drop, so it was like a punch. And I was thinking, oh, that might work for that punch, but actually it's going to be too small, isn't it? It's pretty though. I've got this, which I really like. And it's just a little ceramic Merry Christmas. Not entirely sure where I'm going to put him, but I really like that. John James Pebble. And this has got, I think they're all, no they're not. Oh, size 18 to 24. I was going to say they're not all 24s. I got a what do you call this? It hasn't got a name. It's an anchor, but it's a shiny anchor. And then we got 3 patterns. And the finishing. So I got that one and the Ada, etc. to go with it. We got this one with the Ada, etc. because that one is supposed to be finished on the easel. And we got this one again with all the finishing, pick it up, with all the finishing stuff to go with it. So I've just kept them all together in that little bag. And we got all the threads in a little Christmas bag. So that is them. I think I will definitely get the historical sampler one again next year. Right. Sorry, all the flipping crinkling. Right. I got this from Don't Step on Your Needle, and it came, I'm going to show you how it came because it was lovely. So it came like this with some little stickers on, and had a little lolly in it, which I just thought was sweet. They're the things that do it for me. It's the little things. And these needle minders. Look at these little paper plates, not paper plates, ceramic plates. And I got two. Just little ceramic plates. Aren't they just darling, as the American gals would say? They are darling. Darling? That sounds more Irish. I just make it up as I go along. Which I quite literally do. I was emailing Lauren from Cross Stitch Bunny, and she'd given me her email address. And I kept emailing her and entirely made up. It kept coming back saying it won't deliver. Why won't it deliver? I've got her email address. I've made it up. I'd entirely made her up a new email address. So eventually I just texted her and said, Lauren, do you fancy changing your email address, honey? Because it keeps bouncing back to me because I keep sending it to this instead of that. So yes, I then got, oh, clearly I got too much. I mean, come on, hey, too much. Is there such a thing? Too much? Don't think there's such a thing. Right. I am going to pause here because I need to get to the shop, and the shop opened 20 minutes ago, so by the time I get there, I'm frightened it's going to be manic. Normally I wouldn't be going out on a day like this, like a day before Christmas Eve, but I do need to go and get something. So I'm going to have a breather and I'm going to go to the shop and I will be back. It will be a heartbeat for you guys, but for me, I do need to do this. So will you excuse me, please? Please, miss. Please, miss. Can I go to the toilet, please, miss? Thanks. Back in a bit. Well, heartbeat for you, but an hour and a half for me. Got to the shops, got what I wanted. The shops were relatively quiet. I'm not a shopper. I've never been a shopper. Saturday afternoons were meant for football, not for shopping. So yeah, it wasn't too bad. It wasn't too painful. I just went to Next, and I went to the food Marks and Spencer's. And that was starting to get a little bit busy by the time I left, which would have been about 9:30. So it was just starting to fill up as I was leaving. So it's done. Yes, and breathe. I've got what I wanted and I've got what I needed. Okay, where were we? We were at gifts. Gifts. I've I'd like to say they're my last gifts before Christmas. Depends, because I'm expecting an order and whether that comes today or not. But if it doesn't, that'll be fine. It'll come when it comes. But what else have I got to show you? I've got a massive thank you to somebody, which actually I will do first. You know, when it gets to the point where there's that much stuff, you don't know what you're looking at. I will do this first because it was a huge thank you. So some of you might remember a lady called Val Lawson sent me some charts. Some prairie schoolers and some Hardanger and some heart in hand and all sorts of really lovely stuff. And this week, actually quite unexpectedly, I got this card. What does it say? Thinking of you. And it's so effective. It's really quite simple, but it's really effective. And what she doesn't know is my decor this year, I've just gone white. Everything's white. My entire decorations are white themed, predominantly white, and I haven't bothered with the tree this year. I've got a very small house. If you're on Instagram, you might have seen my post with all my lights twinkling and stuff. And it is a really small house that I've got, so this year I didn't bother with the tree, just gone with decorations. But anyway, I got this, and it's got a really lovely message inside to say that Santa stopped by my house and said Sherrie's been a right good girl and left these gifts for you, which was just so lovely. Val Lawson, you are a treasure, and you are incredible. And what she also sent me was this Christmas card. Baby Jesus in his manger with these little lambs, but then when you open it up, it's a pop-up nativity scene. Isn't that lovely? I love that. Oh, it's doing the thumb thing again. Ugh. Yes, Val, even me computer thinks it's a thumbs up. And what she doesn't know is I used to have one of these. It was a little bit bigger, but it was from my friend Alex, and it was sent when my daughter was 1, I think. I think it was Courtney's Christmas card. I think it was to her, and it had a pop-up like that, and that was my Christmas decoration, part of my Christmas decorations for, oh God, I've just seen the cat stalking along the roof. He's 4-month scout. Anyway, yeah, so I used that. I used to put it out every year without fail until probably a few years ago. So the best part of 25 years. So guess what will now be getting put out every year. So thank you, Val. The gift that keeps on giving. And she didn't even know that. And what she did send me was a whole load. A whole load. And what's hugely exciting, lavender and lace, some beauties. I love this one, and I don't know why, but I do love this one particularly. Another lavender and lace bride, some more Hardanger, and 2 the craft collections. And not only are they the patterns, they are the full kits, so they come with all the threads. So these will definitely be getting used as a giveaway, because they've got everything with it. I think it's nice for to get the whole lot in one go. Oh, jingling me bells again. Yeah, I was watching Chris Cross Stitch, and he was talking about his open house that he had where he invited all his neighbours around, and it's just reminded us because he said he was showing a picture of his food table with his cakes and what have you on. He says, when I had a full cartoucherie on the in the kitchen, I think he said, and I was like, a what? A what? Chris, yeah man, we're not all posh, you know. A cartoucherie? What the hell's a cartoucherie? So I didn't have a clue. So I thought it was either a cheese board or maybe like a platter of fruit, like grapes and mango fingers and pineapple fingers and all that sort of jazz. And I thought that's what it was. But when I was just in Marks and Spencer's, because that's posh, I was looking at the olives and stuff, and I noticed on the tags it had cartoucherie, £13. I was like, oh, what is it? So it looks like a cartoucherie is antipasti, maybe. So it's like bits of meat and bits of cheese and some olives, I think. Comment down below if that's what a cartoucherie is, or if you're like me and not posh enough to know there was even such a word as cartoucherie. Cartoucherie. I was like, whoa, Chris, had you posh? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I also got from the Northeast Stitchies. We got a lovely little goodie bag. It didn't survive. It was eaten. There was sweeties and hot chocolate and a candy. I think I got a candy cane. Something else. It was lovely. Some marshmallows for chocolate and what have you. And we also got a little needle minder, which I quite like. Naughty, nice. I tried to be naughty. I tried to be nice. I tried both. And John, the aforesaid mentioned Squaddy, gave us all some scissors, which I thought was really lovely. And they were all wrapped up and everybody got one. Thank you, John. That was really, really lovely. And you know when you think, oh my God, it didn't even occur to us. I took some cakes and stuff for the buffet table. But it never occurred to us. Oh, this was what we got in. I'll show you in a minute because it's stuck onto something. I got my fabric of the month from Lakeside Needlework. I think this is a lot more purple than what it's coming up. I think I'm gonna stop that one in 2024. Me and a bunch of girls, well, they've been saying they were going to stitch from stash. I haven't actually committed to that yet. Can you imagine me committing to no buy? Not going to happen. I am going to attempt to low buy though, because as I said, I do want to move house, so I definitely want to curtail my spending. And I also mentioned that I got Lindsay and Tracy mixed up. So it was Tracy who does the bags, the project bags, I think. Yes, Tracy, I'm sure it is. And I got this off her. This is quite a small one. It's not a teeny one, but it's a small one. With a lovely little bobble hat. And I also got this one. Which I love. I wouldn't have bought it if I didn't. It's just really unusual and kind of, it reminded me a little bit steampunky. So that. But also in my goodie bag, we got a little snowman. Isn't he cute? He's adorable. So it did have a little star charm on the bag, but I've added the little snowman as well. So definitely Tracy. I got a order from 123 Stitch, of course I did, because I can't help myself. And I got some fabric. I got, this is barnwood. Still haven't got my glasses on. A 32 count. Barnwood. Much more purple than it's showing. Actually, it's more of a like a, I would call it damson colour. So I got that one, and I got this one. Is this called Dwarf, I think? Yes. What count is it? 32 count as well. And this is a bit more blue there. That's closer to what it actually is. It's quite a bright, it's like a deep sky blue. I've got that one. I got this one, A Little Winter from Sweet Wing Studio. I just like this, and I don't know where I saw it. It's a Flosstuber. I can't remember where though. So I got that one. And I got the Cricut Collection Spring. Now when I talked about my forward plans, I talked about my 24 and 24 on the last video. And most of my planned 24 and 24s are monthly or seasonal. So I've got the 12 Quaker months that I'm doing. And I've got the 4 seasons of the blue flower. Was there another 4 seasons of something that I was going to do? Anyway, I was thinking about doing the Cricut Collection 4 seasons as well, because I've got autumn. So I need spring. Yeah, I've got autumn and winter. Sorry, I was just trying to think there. Why would I do that if I only had one of them? I've got autumn and winter. So I needed spring and summer. So I had ordered spring, but then it appears I've changed my mind anyway, or I've forgotten what I was planning. And I also got this, and this is just Nan. I'm going to bring it in right close because it is gorgeous. It is gorgeous. And it comes with all the beads that you need in the bottom. This is Christmas Elegance. And I just fell in love. I saw this once and fell in love, and that was it. And because it's so, what's the word? Fragile, I think. It really is elegant. I got all the called for, which are a Verissoise. Yeah. Sure, they're all a Verissoise. I can't. Maybe put my glasses on next time. Sherrie would help. Yeah. So I hope I've got time to do that for next year. I need to put that into me plans. And then I got, it was yesterday or the day before, I had ordered from Owl Forest Embroidery. I do like them, strangely enough, because I ordered them. So in February I'm going away with a bunch of girls on a stitching weekend, so it's not a retreat as such, but there's about 10 of us going, I think. We've just booked a big house, Airbnb, for the weekend, and we're going to go there and do that. And we're all going to do a start while we're there. So I am going to do, it would have been helpful if I'd got it out. If I can find it quickly, I'll show you it. No, no, no. Oh, there it is. There it is. You can see my hair now in all of its glory. It does look like it matches my eyes, which is slightly worrying. Anyway, the Bayonne cat, Bayonne cat, I don't know how you pronounce it, but it's Owl Forest embroidery. So I wanted to order the threads for it, and there's no point in paying their shipping, which is quite high, for the sake of one lot of threads. So I ordered that, and I got the threads through for the Bayonne cat. And I also got the butterfly, misty butterflies. Shelley Fry would like this, the antique needleworker. And weirdly enough, I think Shelley would like this as well. This is Vintage Kitchen. And I've had a look, I've had a look around her mill house. Yeah, I went over. Great mates, me and Shelley, like that. Like that. To be fair, she does have a Geordie son-in-law. But no, she doesn't know me, and she doesn't watch me. But if you look on her mill house tour, she's got a kitchen. And I don't know why, but I actually thought, you know, this would look so good in her kitchen. Might look good in mine as well. And it's not something I've ever seen, not advertised, but you know what I mean? I've never seen it on Flosstube. And I got this, and I loved this. Christmas team. I wonder who the team leader is. Would that be Santa or the angel? And there's 3 Santas that might fight. I think it would have to be the angel. The angel would have to be the team leader. She'll have to do appraisals for them every year. Okay, what do you think went well this year for you? What could you improve? Maybe try not to do it all in one night in the future, Santa. You're biting off a little bit much there. And this was the biggie that I got that I really wanted, which was the English band sampler. Every time I look at this, I fall in love with it all over again. Every single time. It reminds me, the flowers, and that remind me of Teresa Cogut's Wisdom. I don't know why. I don't know whether it's the colours or what, because I've never looked at it side by side, so I wouldn't like to say it's the same. But it just reminds me of it. So because of that, I got the full kit. So I've got all the threads we've already established. Oh, you can't see them very well there. They're all the threads. And I was a little bit confused, because when it arrived and those threads and fabric and that, I'm thinking, what did I order fabric for? And then thought, it must have been the full kit I've ordered. But I'll tell you for why I was confused. This is the fabric. It's not the same, is it? Nowhere near the same. It's green. That's not green. That is not green in anybody's world. So I had a look at it, and it said it's the colour that it's what they recommend. Eh? Now on the back, it does give you 3 different colourways. And I mean, I like them all. Green's definitely my least favourite. Green is not my colour. Blues are my colour, even a dusky rose. Blues, greys, silvers. I like this one as well. I think that one works really well. And I've got green. I think that needs to go on the naughty step for a little while and think about its behaviour, because I'm not convinced that that is the colour they should be sending. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's me doing something wrong. Who knows? One moment. I'm back with my glasses because I just can't see properly. Right. Moving forward. Is that where we are? Are we up to forward plans? Yes, we're up to forward plans. I have never been more excited for Christmas Eve in my entire life. When I was a kid, I was excited for Christmas Day. Even as an adult, when I was excited for Christmas Day, because to see what people, you know, people like their presents and stuff like that. Because I'm pretty, I try and be very, what's the word? What's the word? Very specific, very, what's the word? Deliberate. That's not the word, but it'll do. Deliberate about people's presents and matching the present to them. So I used to love, well, still do, love seeing people's faces when they open gifts that I've got for them. But this year, it's Christmas Eve. I am most looking forward to, because it is when I am starting this Christmas Eve. And I'm going to show you it again because I can. Oh, she's been on the wine already. Miss Christmas Eve, isn't she just beautiful? And I'm sorry for anybody who saw her last time. You get to see her again because she's lush. She's proper lush. I'm so excited to start this. I really, really, really am. Really am. I don't know if it's because I've had to wait so long, or it feels like I've had to wait so long. And then, of course, Christmas Day, I've got my other start, Snow Queen. And she is just, she's elegant as well, isn't she? She's elegance at Christmas personified. So I'm really, really excited for Christmas Day. Because let's be honest, I've got no more presents to open. Because I was a bit naughty and opened the all. So I think that is probably it, other than to say massive thank you for everybody who subscribed. If you haven't already, please do so. Ring the bell. Do the things. What else? You like. Leave a comment. All that sort of stuff. And I'm going to try and be back in a week. I would like to do another one before 2024. I think just to get my head in order as to what I'm doing and all the rest of it. And a lot of this, although it's a lot of work doing it and getting everything out and then putting everything away again, it does keep me organised, and it keeps me, and that was part of the reason of doing Flosstubes, was to hold myself more accountable to me. So I'm hugely grateful for all of those that have joined me on my madcap merry way. So I'm going to hope, I'm going to try and do another one next week if I can. No promises though. Never any promises on Flosstube. Never any promises. So I will try and be back. In the meantime, I hope you all have whatever it is that you need this Christmas, whether that's being with people, whether that's being without people, whether it's remembering the past, whether it's looking to the future. You know, I hope you all get whatever it is that you need from this season. So final thoughts from me. I've chosen a good one this time, a really, really, really good one. The best way to spread Christmas cheer is singing loud for all to hear. And that is from Buddy the Elf from Elf. So Buddy says, he's singing loud for all to hear. In that case, 'twas on a starry night when the hills were bright, a boy was born, king of all the world. Bye for now.